Good day. I am Matt Fox from frictionfreesales.com, and I am going to do a quick walkthrough because Bob Keene over at ActiveMember360 had asked me to walk through a setup I had originally set up after I had first purchased ActiveMember360 and set it all up and had this nice integration where I had a completely separate shopping cart from all of from the member site, from my main site. So it was able to integrate, and it could be used as a separate shopping cart that you can use for pretty much all of your sites if you wanted to. So you have one cart that's for multiple domains, kind of like a Thrivecart or an Active Relay or any of these other shopping cart systems that are out there. And to do it, you just need WooCommerce and of course WordPress, because that word WooCommerce rides on WordPress. And this also uses ActiveCampaign as the management system, as your contact management, your email database, etc. ActiveMember360 and Woocurve is a new product that just came out recently. I was using something else originally and recently switched over to Woocurve. I don't know how long ago when they first are in beta, and really found that to be a beautiful, beautiful way to do upsells, one-click upsells and downsells and stuff. Bob asked me to, like I said, share this. The advantages to doing it this way is you have a separate site for the shopping cart. So you don't have WooCommerce and all the other plugins that go along with your shopping cart, the upsells, etc. You don't have that bogging down your main website. You don't have it bogging down your members' website. Now, supposedly they're not supposed to bog things down, but you never know. Every time something loads, it's going to add a little time to the load time of your site. And you know, one of the big things out there right now is getting site speed as fast as possible. So the nice thing is that you have this separate site. So you have less plugins on your main site. You have less plugins on the shopping cart. So the shopping cart actually loads quickly, and you have less plugins on your members site also. The disadvantage is it's a separate site. So you're going to have to check it regularly, just like your other sites, to update plugins and do other things. And so because it's separate, you have to update everything separately. It is also one more site that a customer may have to log into if they were going to go check their accounts and do stuff like that. You don't need to use it for anything other than the shopping cart itself. But if they wanted to go in and check and change credit card information and stuff like that, they're still going to use the same login information that they would for their members site, but it would still be one extra thing that they have to kind of log into. And you can work your way around it, and I'll show the way to do that in another video here when I talk about using the auto login feature that is prevalent in ActiveMember360. So first, let's talk about what we do setting it up. Now, I am using just a folder on one of my on my website here for this one. This is all set up as a sample. It's not how I have it running now. I'm considering going back and doing some little tweaks and changes for it. But how I have it set up is in the folder of my main website here. So this is the folder shop. It's a completely separate WordPress installation, and what's the word I'm looking for? Everything about it is separate from the main site, which is frictionfreesales.com. And so with that site, we were able to set up everything, all the plugins that belong with it, all of the all the WooCommerce plugins that go along with it. I have WooCommerce itself. I have email validation, which is a free plugin that you can get off of the WordPress repository. And the nice thing about it is it sets up a separate email verification field on the checkout form, so that way people aren't entering the wrong email. It checks the two forms, so they're going to have to enter the email twice, basically, to make sure that it's the correct email address. I also use order status control, which takes the virtual and downloadable products in WooCommerce and automatically marks them as completed. If you're not familiar with WooCommerce, it's geared more towards a retail type shop where they're shipping physical items, and so somebody may have to manually go in there and say, "Yep, I've completed it, I've shipped it," et cetera, et cetera. And since I deal primarily with information and downloadable products, the email verification feature not email, excuse me, the order status control plugin is really nice because it quickly, just the status is done. It's completed. I don't have to ship anything because the moment they have purchased it, made the purchase and completed everything, and the credit card ran through properly, they have access to it. So this just marks it completed. It's just it's an anal retentive step thing that it drives me nuts to go in there and see that these things aren't completed. So it's nice to have this in there to automatically mark them as completed. And then of course you have WooCommerce subscriptions if you want to run that. It's very nice. And then I have the WooCommerce one-click upsells, downsells from Woocurve, and I'll talk about that more in just a moment here. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that I do with WooCommerce, or that I've done with WooCommerce, because it's a beast. If you're not familiar with it, it's a lot to learn, a lot to deal with. And some of the first things that you can go through this, like I said, this is a dummy site, so there aren't any orders on there. Oops, go to the settings here. Sorry, quick edit there, go back here. One of the things that I don't like about WooCommerce is if you have products, when you have your products, you got this shop and it has everything on here, whatever. But when you click add to cart for your shop or for any product when somebody purchases, it takes them to this cart where they can add or decrease quantities. And I've already clicked it once. And so if I click update cart here, it'll take it down to one product. And let's say I go back again and I look at product one and go, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's kind of maybe if I was a customer here looking at it going, yeah, you know what, I really do want that. And then also add to a cart, and it has one item here, but because the way WooCommerce works, it seems to always add another one. So one is it keeps adding quantities. And if we're talking about a downloadable product, a virtual product, I only want it to have one at a time forever. And the other thing is this is an extra step that the customer doesn't need to go through. I want them to go straight to the checkout. I don't need them to come to the cart and adjust their cart and figure out how many items they want to do, because when somebody is buying something from my site, they're buying one thing at a time. They're buying one product, and then they should just go straight to the checkout page here, right? And so one thing that I've done is I have some custom code that's put into the theme, into the functions PHP file. And oops, let me go back over here. Sorry about that. It's this code right here. Okay. And this will be below the video on the site where this video is hosted on frictionfreesales.com. But I have this code added in here. Now I've got it commented out. And you can, there we go. Let me try this again. Remove the comment so this actually works. And what happens is so this first one allows only one product in the WooCommerce cart at a time. And the second one here redirects straight to the cart. So it avoids the whole, redirects to the checkout page as opposed to the going to the cart page first. And so if I go back to the main shop page here with all the products on it, now I should have had two just a second ago, or one item. I don't remember how many it was now, but if I click add to cart, it's going to avoid, and hopefully this worked right. Yeah, see, it avoided the cart, goes straight to the secure checkout page where the form is, where they can fill out their credit card information, etc., and pay. And now there's only one item. Don't have all the headaches of having to deal with multiple items and stuff like that. That is a huge time saver for me. And like I said, the code is right down there below it. You can go into your edit themes if you're not real familiar with it. Go over here to your themes functions PHP file, and then just go to the end of it, copy and paste the code right down there at the bottom. Make sure that when you do it, you copy make sure that the quotes are little straight quotes and not curly quotes. Make sure it looks exactly like this, so that way it does, because if you do anything slightly wrong, it'll just blank screen your whole site and you won't be able to access it. It's a big nightmare if you screw anything up in the functions PHP. So make sure you copy and paste it exactly as it is. Okay. So that's the first big deal for me that I find. You got to set it up so that way we remove the cart step. It goes straight to the checkout page. The next step is to set up the one-click upsell downsell. Now, if you don't have Woocurve and you don't want to go through all this, you can kind of skip this little section here. But I think this is, if you want to have a shopping cart like a Thrivecart or something like that, I think one-click upsells is a critical feature to have, and it's wonderful to have, even if you're selling retail items, candles or whatever you want to sell online here. It's a great option to have it. And so you can just go into one-click upsells. Now, it's in here inside the WooCommerce setting. I've got a funnel set up, but you can create your own funnels. You create your funnels here. I'll do one real quick, test funnel. And this is going to be for one product. And then you have to start typing in the product's names. And since the other one was product 1 to product 2, I'll do product 2 if they buy that one first. And then the next offer would be product 1. So basically what I'm setting up is that when somebody buys product 2, they will automatically be shown the offer for product 1 afterwards. And you can do this a couple of ways. It's kind of cool is that they have an option for a custom page or a default page. And the default page is loaded with the one-click upsell plugin. And there's a special offer field that when you're creating a product, and I'll go through that in just a second here, and there's a special offer content area, so you can put in the upsell information about adding this to your sale. I don't like that. Personally, I like to use a custom page because then you can create another separate landing page for it, and which gives you more sales ability. I'm trying to think of a nice way. How do I say that? It gives you a better way to sell the product, more custom options, more, just more likely to make the sale. And then after they buy it, it's going to take them to the thank you page. And if they say no, in this case, I'm just going to have it go to the thank you page also. But you can show them another offer after that. And then also you can have it so it cancels the original offer. So maybe you're selling a product, a book of some sort for $50, okay? And you want their upsell to be a membership to your site for $50 a month. You could make the upsell purchase the membership, and we'll throw in the book for free because you're already given us $50. So, and then it'll just charge them the $50, cancel out the first order, and give them the first one, or give them the monthly thing instead. Or it can be an upgrade. So they bought a silver level package, and now you upgrading them to a gold level package. So we'll cancel out the silver package, and they'll just be buying the gold package. Of course, click save, and then you have yourself a new funnel. Like I said, you can add multiple offers. You can go up and down, up and down, up and down. So if I want to, I can have it show offer number 2 right after that. And then if I have another one after that, after they buy this one, we can have offer number 3 could be if they don't purchase the first offer. So they don't purchase the first upsell, it's going to take them to the second one. Or if they do purchase the first one, it's going to take them to the second one. If they do, and if they don't, then it'll take it to the third one. And this can go on. It could be upsell hell. You could leave them in upsell hell for a couple hours, couple days, if you really wanted to destroy their sense of any type of time, and basically destroy your ability to sell anything if you do too many of them. So I already have an upsell, one very quick upsell here, just to show this once we get through it. Oops. It's like I said, very simple. I'm going to use the default page because I didn't do a lot of time to go create any fancy upsell pages. Maybe I'll do that at the end. But so it's basically they buy product 1. If they say yes, they're going to be I guess if they buy product 1, they've already said yes, right? But then they're going to be offered product 2. If they say yes, they want product 2, they'll be taken to the thank you page. If they say no, they'll be taken to the thank you page. And that's it. Cool thing, go look at this. They've got some short codes on there. This will be the yes button. This will be the no button, or link to purchase it. And it automatically, once they click it, automatically charges their card for that second purchase. It's very nice. Now, if we go to the products, here's what I love about this whole setup is how ActiveMember360 integrates so tightly with WooCommerce. It integrates with ActiveCampaign, obviously, and how it just is able to trigger everything that you need and everything that you want. So if I have product 1 here, and this is all generic description, you go down to your regular product data, enter the price, and then in Active Member, there's a little, when you have the WooCommerce in the, let me open this up in a separate tab. I didn't go through this before. There's a WooCommerce extension in the Active Member settings that you have to activate for all this to show up. So once you turn that on, when you go to your products, then there will be a whole new menu option of things that you can do when someone purchases, someone refunds, etc. So this is a virtual product, it's a downloadable product. You don't click downloadable because it's not downloadable through WooCommerce. It's going to be protected with ActiveMember360. So an innocent bystander couldn't just randomly stroll onto the page and download it. They have to actually pay for it. That's what ActiveMember is primarily for. But with this option, we can add tags in ActiveCampaign. That tags then could trigger automations inside ActiveCampaign. We could subscribe them to lists down here. We can remove tags when they're after they purchase it. So like this one, I have them being added to the new sale automation, which is going to remove a one-time offer tag because, like I said, I'm using that now. It's kind of hard to do this in some sort of logical order because there's a lot of all these pieces interweave together. And so with the one-time offer that we have there, I could have that page just randomly not protected and anybody could access it. But with ActiveMember360, I'm able to protect the page with a tag. And so I have a tag in ActiveCampaign and ActiveCampaign, which is that one-time offer here, this tag number 145 OTO:GITMOYC. And so when somebody purchases, they will be assigned this OTO tag, this one-time offer tag. And then it'll also give them this automation tag because they're going to be subscribed to this. I need to also do another tag here that I just realized. Let's do that one. And so it'll also give them the customer tag for that and the automation tag because we're going to start an automation. Actually, I don't need that one. I needed this one. It'll also, now I need to remove the other tags. No, that's right. Okay. Nope, I don't need that one there. Okay. And so, sorry about that. Thought I had this set up correctly beforehand. So we're going to start the automation here, this new sale, which is going to remove the tag. And let me open up ActiveCampaign so you can see what that tag does. Or not what that tag does, what the automation does here. So let's open this up. Now, here's the automation tag, or this automation that removes the tag. Basically what it is WooCommerce ActiveMember360, when they make this purchase, this tag, one-time offer tag, is going to be applied. Okay. And when they make the purchase, let me go over here, the one-click upsell like we were just talking about before, this funnel is they're going to make the purchase and it's going to redirect them to this default page. This default page, go over here real quick, is this special offer page here. And this special offer page has the one-click upsell short code in it, and it's protected that only people that have the one-time offer tag can see it. So if you just happen to run into it, and here I'll copy the link, copy link address, go over to Safari, since I'm not logged in on Safari here. If we go to that page without it, you're going to get an error. Okay. And so that's what this tag does because I don't have the tag. I'm not logged in, so I can't go see this page. But we want it to be seen after somebody makes the purchase. And so they assign the tag here. The one-click upsell then redirects to that default page. And now because they have access to it, because they just made the purchase, so the tag is automatically assigned, like faster than you can snap your fingers, this tag is applied. But I don't want them to be able to come back to this page later because the one-click upsell links will basically expire. They're only good for a little while that key is still fresh in between Stripe and or whatever the merchant account that you use with the one-click upsell, it's only good for a little while. So I want the tag to be removed. So I wait for an hour. It gives them an hour to sit there on that page and make up their mind. Once that's after an hour, the tag is removed. If they tried to come back to that page, and I could make this shorter, I could probably make it 30 minutes or 15 minutes because people don't sit on that page for very long. Once that tag is removed, then somebody tries to come to this page, then they get that like I said, you get this error page. You get this 404 error page. Page is gone. Okay. All right. Now, so we assign the tag. We're going to remove that. We're going to assign the purchase tag, and we're going to subscribe them to a client list. That's all the cool, or not all of it. Then also when they do a refund, we can put in that they got a refund. Let's see what this is. It's customer bundle refund. I believe that's the right one there. And we can remove them from the client automations, or we can remove them from client list. We can unsubscribe them from client updates. Okay, and we can add other tags, like if we wanted to, that's the assign tag. I wanted to remove the tag. I apologize there. Remove that tag, but we want to assign, let's say we want to, if they're a refund and they're real jerky about it, and maybe if you've ever sold information online, you've had somebody that will buy something and then a half an hour later refund it because they're, I'll bleep out the bad words here, but so you can ban them. And then you have, like I do in ActiveCampaign, or in ActiveMember360, I have a ban tag. So if anybody tried to make a purchase, anybody tried to visit the site and they're signed in and they have that tag attached to them, they're banned. They won't even be able to access the site. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Like I said, love ActiveMember360. Beautiful, beautiful product. All right. So that's a basic overview of what you can do with some of this stuff. If you're not familiar with ActiveMember360, it's a really cool process. So like I said, we can use this as our shopping cart for everything now. And I'm going to go through that here in just a second. Or actually, let me show you real quickly how this works. Actually, I want to add them also to a new subscriber automation that I have that delivers, that this new subscriber automation delivers their username and password to them via email. So I want to make sure that that's hooked up too. So I'm going to update the product here, product 1. And then we will, once that's done here, I will go back over to Safari, open up the product pages here, just in case anything's stuck in the history there. So I'll just go add to cart. Like I said, this is now going to jump it over to the cart, right? Here we are in the secure cart. And I have a bunch of required fields. And we are using Stripe, so we have the wonderful settings there. I don't know, what year is this? Test it, and it should go through. We should end up on the secure checkout page afterwards, or not the secure checkout page, but the default upsell page. So this has to go through the processing portion of Stripe to verify the purchase. And there it is. Here's product 2. This is the special offer for product 2. We have the buy now link, which is the one-click upsell. And then there's the no thanks link here. And so if I click buy now, it'll add it. And I haven't done anything to any of the other default pages that are in there. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen when we get to the, there we go. There's the order pages right there. So it tells us the total purchase. Your orders received, yada, yada. Here's product 1. Here's product 2. Total purchase, $87, yada, yada. There's everything right there. And I got to stop saying yada, yada. So it works swimmingly. Okay. Cool. Now let's mosey over and talk about how to use the auto login and using it between this site and your other sites, your actual membership sites. So this is all just the shopping cart area. That's the cool thing about this is all the shopping cart area. So if the customer wanted to, they could go in here and you could have, I forgot the default, WooCommerce pages. What the heck's it called? My account, that's it. The My Account page. So if you wanted to use this as a shopping cart where they could manage their cards and everything like that, you could have links in here for My Account so they can see what their orders were, if they're subscribed to anything, what their address is on file, any account details, if you have the credit card change information. And yes, this does work with ActiveCampaign and ActiveMember, because ActiveCampaign will shoot this back over to ActiveMember will shoot this over to ActiveCampaign and change the password field. Okay. So you can do all this throughout here. They can edit their credit cards if you have that section set up. It doesn't look like I have any of that set up here. Nope. Okay. But you can do all that in here if you wanted to, and use it just like a regular shopping cart for the customer to use. Now I'm going to go through and talk about how to set this up in working with your other sites, using the redirect links, the auto login, creating hidden pages. So that way, because the auto login feature, while how powerful it is inside ActiveMember360, it's also very insecure, not safe, very, very not safe. Because when somebody knows what the secret code is, your secret password type thing, they can use that with your email address to log in and get in and access everything that's available on the site. So I highly recommend not using it unless you're doing it in this way, which hides everything to as best as possible, hides it as best as possible. So I'm going to go through that here in the next video.